Today, sending a text message takes less than a second using emails, SMS, and WhatsApp. But there was a time when sending a simple message within a company could take hours or even days. And to solve this problem, a revolutionary idea emerged. An idea that decades later would help shape the connected world we live in today. This is the story of one of the first corporate digital communication networks. In the 1960s, large companies were growing rapidly. Thousands of employees, hundreds of departments, and a daily avalanche of documents, orders, reports, authorizations. Everything needed to circulate between different sectors. But there was a problem. Information moved at the speed of paper. Messengers crisscrossed corridors. Phone calls interrupted work. And every delay could mean slow decisions and inefficient operations. The corporate world was facing something that seems familiar today, a communication problem on a large scale. It was in this context that engineers began to imagine something new. What if messages didn't need to travel physically? What if they could be transmitted electronically? Large computers, known as mainframes, were already being used for calculations and data processing, but now a new idea was emerging, using computers to control and distribute information between people. An internal communication network, something we would call today a corporate digital messaging system. At the heart of this concept was a simple principle: centralize the flow of messages. Every message sent by an employee would be directed to a central system. This system would analyze who sent it, who should receive it, what the priority was, and then automatically forward the message to the correct destination. It was like an information traffic controller, a true big switch for business communication. Employees typed messages on terminals connected to the system. These messages were sent to a central computer. The system then classified the message, determined the recipient, stored or forwarded the information, all automatically. For the time, this was extraordinary, because for the first time, information within a company could be organized and controlled electronically, something that today we consider trivial, but which at that time seemed almost science fiction. These systems weren't just tools, they were creating something much bigger. They were introducing concepts that today define the digital age: networked communication, centralized processing, automated information flow. Ideas that would later evolve into email, the internet, cloud computing. Decades before the web existed, the foundations of digital communication were already being built. Engineers in the 1960s simply wanted to solve a corporate problem. They wanted messages to arrive faster, but without realizing it, they were helping to initiate a much larger transformation. Today, billions of messages circulate around the planet every day, between people, between companies, between machines. Digital communication has become the nervous system of modern civilization. While computers were trying to organize information internally, another system was already connecting companies in different cities and countries: the telex. These machines, called teletypes, could send written messages electronically from one point to another. It wasn't as fast as today's email, but it worked reliably, even over long distances. Each message typed on a teletype was transmitted over dedicated telephone lines and printed on paper at the other end. It was the corporate WhatsApp of the 1960s, used by banks, transportation companies, and governments. And for the first time, business communication didn't have to wait days for the mail. What if you needed to send not just words, but entire documents, charts, or contracts? Then the facsimile or fax came into play. The fax system transformed documents into electrical signals that could travel through telephone cables and be faithfully reprinted on the other side. It was like sending an exact copy of a document instantly without relying on mail or messengers. With telex and fax, companies began to create an efficient global communication network years before the modern internet. Did you enjoy this video and content? Then thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing it with your friends. Also, post the link to this video on your Facebook and Instagram stories. Copy it to your WhatsApp status. This will encourage the growth of this channel and is completely free for you. Consider also subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much for your participation. May God bless your life in Christ Jesus.